at like the kind of where I'm at now, where it's like the organizational ability of the nationalist side was just better, and so they were able to put like more bodies in positions where they needed it, and it's kind of like it's just yeah, it's reading that book is just wild.
It's crazy up until the point where they actually start fighting. Like once you get into 36, like the nationalists are, the fascists are really do really well for like the first, let's call it 6 months,
Hmm.
but the ability of the leftists, which I will use as kind of a catch-all because it was not
Yeah,
mostly
yeah.
led by communists, to rebound from that was just crazy. Like they mobilized huge amounts of people.
Hmm.
There was a huge effort that was not at, it was surprising because it was so decentralized.
Hmm.
Like you didn't really have a central government that was pushing it. It was just the kind of the regional areas basically just mobilized this stuff, and they managed to pull enough people and throw enough bodies in front of the fascists to stop them from taking Madrid, and that really like stalled the war for 2 years,
Hmm.
where neither side could do it. And I think the book that I was reading at least made kind of gestures toward the idea that the Soviets were really kind of bad for the left side, the leftists. Like they didn't, they kind of actively subverted them in a lot of ways because they wanted to put their people in charge, and the communists were not particularly prominent at all in Spain. Like they
Yeah,
were leftists, but like outright Soviet Bolshevik guys were not at all in the
yeah.
forefront.
I think also it's striking to me how like we played the the Russian Civil War stuff, and it's like talking about the White Scare or the Red Scare, and like the reprisals, and just like outright murdering prisoners and whatever. And then 20 years later, or near 20 years later, it's like the same, literally the same thing with the nationalists get a bunch of people captured, and the communists are just like, yeah, screw them, bang bang bang, and then Republicans are suffering the same thing from the national side, and it's yeah, it's just like it's so crazy. I think is the only way to really put it. It's wild.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. And anyone, if we're on stream, anyone that's like, interested in that sort of stuff, Spanish Civil War is bug nuts.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
it is
crazy.
crazy. There is everything you can imagine, and it's all weirder than you think.
Yeah, and actually, while I'm thinking about it, talking away from the mic, so the because I think I got the same book as you. So for anybody who's watching along, um, "Fascism in Spain" by Stanley G. Payne. It's a very interesting book. I'm about like a quarter of the way in. Um, there's probably like a fifth or a sixth of the book that's literally all notes and bibliography and stuff. So it's a very well researched text. But yeah, like it doesn't go into a lot of detail with regards to the battles themselves, or at least like not where I'm at yet. But it is a very interesting look in the political aspects of the population, like how it came to be and all that stuff. Also, hey, Amagi.
Yeah, I will second that. I did finish it, and it's excellent. The title is the focus, though. It is very much more interested in the political side than the military side. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at for straight Millhest, there's other books I'd have to go. I think I've got one floating around somewhere, but it's eluding me at the moment. But yeah, if you're looking for straight, who did what on what battlefield and that kind of thing, you're not really going to get that here. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to get more like stuff about the communists being kind of jerks to everybody else because they're the ones providing the tanks, kind of thing.
You're right.
Um,
Speaking of communists and tanks, so I already mentioned this to Hypnobeard before, but just so that people on stream or the people who are watching this after the fact know, um, I'm pretty sure I was made aware by Stu, I believe, that I may have been doing the mud movement points wrong. Since there's 9 turns in this, and presumably this is to make it very tight near the end. Essentially, I'm going to be playing this first turn without moving anybody, just to kind of make up or prevent, you know, moving too quickly. So apart from these conscripts at the bottom, which honestly just haven't had a chance to do anything on roads, yeah, that's how it'll be. So even the tanks, just nobody's gonna move. Um, so with all that said, and um, Hypno, I'll ask you afterwards if you have any books on the Spanish Civil War. I know I have one that's about a pilot, which is a really, really interesting viewpoint because you don't really hear too much about pilots on either side. But yeah, if there's any recommendations, and for anybody watching, actually, if there's any recommendations for books, regardless of conflict, really, but since this is the Spanish Civil War, please let people know in the comments. It'd be interesting to see what other literature is out there that is recommended. And also, I guess I should say, like, it doesn't really matter if it's English language or not, because, you know, you can translate books these days and whatnot. So,
Yeah, just as a note, I do seem to remember that it was actually surprisingly difficult to find kind of general military history books about Spanish Civil War. Like there was a fair number of kind of specialty, like an academic end of things, but kind of more general history, gen hist stuff seemed to be pretty thin on the ground in English. Back that up. I'm sure it's quite prevalent in Spanish or you know like that, but in English there were not a huge number of general histories, general military histories, I should say. All right. Yep. Kick 'em off.
So weather was done 10. Pretty sure that doesn't change anything since it's just mud, not rain. So rally phase. I've got a bunch of rallies I got to do with these broken flamethrower dudes. So leader passes, and then rally. They both come back. So I'll take it. I'm not gonna move anyways, but I don't. Yeah, I don't have anybody else. So.
Did you have a broken weapon somewhere?
Yeah, it was removed. I sixed it on like I'm pretty sure last turn.
Yeah, I didn't know if I thought you had. I don't know why I thought you had the second one.
No, that comes later.
Yeah, no. I've got one unit to rally here. He's stacked with the leader, the DM. So let's see. Nope. And woo.
Yeah,
I think the leader is not ELR.
ELR, what? No, you can't ELR on a rally. It's only morale checks, and only if you're unbroken. You can't. I don't think you ELR if you're already broken.
Okay. Yeah. Then he does. He just fails.
Cool. Prep fire phase. Since I'm not moving, I'm not gonna take these guys off motion. Actually, I'm not sure. Whatever. Um. Some interesting questions here. Rear tank here will shoot at the concealed guys. That might actually hit. So it's a +1 for concealed, +1 for buttoned up, +2 for concealed. Did I say +1 for concealed? I meant +1 for woods.
I was gonna say +1 for woods, +2 for concealed, so that's 3 +1 for buttoned up, which is 4.
So 7. So yeah, just barely a hit. I obviously using HE against them since I have HE availability, or at least I should. Yep. So we are looking at 45, which is 5 firepower. 7 on 5 pintash check. Sweet. So
they pass, but are not concealed.
Get acquisition. Oh, I do have an acquisition already. There we go. Cool. I did get rate of fire. Yeah, we'll shoot again. No. Cool. And I didn't break it, thankfully. Rear guy will shoot at the other concealed unit. That will not make it. No, not revealing either. That is not worthwhile to shoot with. These guys are in motions. It's kind of meh. Yeah, I might as well. The machine gun with the leader is going to shoot at your 126 crew. It's 4 up 1 for the wreck. No. That shouldn't be anything anyways. And that's it for prep. No move. Oh, movement will just be these conscripts. I mean, obviously you could probably tell those guys are conscripts in the back. So 1.5, 3.
Okay.
And then, yeah, these guys are gonna CX no matter what anyways. Yeah, they're gonna CX no matter what. They're in line of sight, so it doesn't matter. That's it. Defensive fire.
This machine gun is gonna unconceal.
Okay.
You know what? Full stack conceal. You're gonna fire at L7.
Okay. No, these guys lose CX too.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 7 up 2.
Yeah.
If I'm believing LOS, because LOS is telling me I got 1 entrance plus the woods, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if it should be +3, but I think it's because since I'm at level 2, I the trees here don't extend, so
Yeah, it's probably something funky like that. I'm figuring it's something with the orchard, the way the orchards are.
yeah,
So.
that or just maybe it's just you can only get a +1. I know there's something funky about out of season orchards, but I'm fine with just a +2. At worst, I'll just look up the rule and see what it is.
Yep. All right. So +2. Oh, good. So that's 7 on 7, which is a normal morale.
Normal? Alright. Morale. 1 breaks and your sniper. Also, yeah, so the rule is, however, if the LOS is drawn to from location 1 level up higher than the base level of the out of season orchard hex, only 1 +100 supplies, and only if the LOS crosses an orchard adjacent to the ground level target firer. So.
Okay, so we're getting the +1 from L9 there, but we're.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
All right, fair enough. Good. Full line of sight is not leading us wrong. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to be it.
Right. No advanced fire phase. Routes. These guys will just route to here, which should be fine. Yeah, there's no overstacking, so yeah, so that's it for routes. Advances. The concealed unit in 08 will advance to P8. Might as well do... these guys will go here. A7 will go into J7. I'm gonna do... No. we'll have both squads without the leader. We'll go there.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to CX for that. It's up a level to woods.
Yes. They weren't CX this turn, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
These guys will advance one. Do I want to split them? No. That's it for. Let me take off perhaps defensive. Is there anything else? No. No CC. Nationalist turn 3. Oh, these guys move one.
Sorry, who was that last one moving?
The guys up top.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I almost forgot about him too.
It's like, wait, I didn't see that. Okay. No weather change. Shocker. Let's see. Rallies. These guys will try to rally. Fail.
I will try to rally this broken guy. -3. Yeah, he makes it. Wow.
Is that a commissar?
No, but because it's a -2 from the leader and -1 for Woods, you have total -3. There's a +4, so it's a +1. Morale is 7. It was a 6. It's like that's the one great reason to have like 9 2s and 10 3s. Like if you're not using the shoot, using a rally, and you don't need too much to help them out.
Yep. No, I'm just making sure. Okay. So your weapon? No, you don't
No.
need to prepare. Prep fire. This is where things get interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at charts and not being happy.
Okay, there's plenty of time for me to get closer and essentially improve whatever odds are gonna take place.
No, I mean machine guns versus tanks is never fun.
No, but once you get close enough, there's always the lucky shot.
Yeah, that's true. That still doesn't make me happy.
I mean, the real plus side is that, especially against the T-26s, since their armor is only 1, barring any like side shot or whatever, if I'm adjacent, then it's a 6 to kill. So as long as you roll a 6 or less, you're good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what else I can do with them.
Retreat.
I mean, that's kind of a given. Since I am playing for time.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things I find is like really hard to not only master, because that's kind of obvious, but more just like get the right sense of is when to cut your losses and run away. Like for example, your MMG guys, right? If they were to move back into the town, the only person that could realistically prevent that maybe would be like this southern tank. And frankly, I don't think the line of sight would be indicative of it anyways. And so instead of forcing me to attack an L9 or like to move in through open ground, which I wouldn't do anyways, um, you essentially reduce your perimeter and also make it even harder because now that building is a +3 and just instead of just a +1, right?
Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, never mind. We got no prep fire. So moving phase. First thing I'm going to do is try and unbog this jackass.
I'm curious. I'm,
Color dye times white dye.
yeah, it's like a weird calculation for it. I'm also curious if I have to roll a secret dice roll for bogging, which I think I might have to.
Well,
All right, you're good. Because I think the idea is, I don't think it's like impossible to just like bog afterwards, right?
well, basically what happens is instead of one movement factor for starting, it's whatever this ridiculous
Yeah,
amount is.
it's a multiplier, which is kind of crazy.
And then there's extra shit that happens depending on what various runes are. All right, there. Just check this out here. All right. Has not fired during its prep fire phase. Bog removal is jumping for spending its start movement point and amount of MP equal to the original colored die roll times the white die roll. All right.
Nice.
Sweet. I am fully tracked, so we spend 1 point, and I have blown my 2 for the match. The final color die is 1 to 4. The vehicle is freed,
Yeah.
But it's still in the bog hex. And I may use the remaining movement. Let's see. Yeah. So yes, I am freed. So I am going to simply spend movement factors in place. 1, 2 for a total of 3. I will spend 9 movement factors delaying, and then 1 to stop.
Okay.
No, I'm not tired. There. All right. So that is his. These guys will CX.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 1.5,
yeah.
3.5. or 3. Excuse me. I believe that's 5.5.
That sounds right.
And then stop. 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I late CX, I can get him into that building.
So it's 1.5 plus building plus 1 for the hedge.
So yeah, is the building 2 or 3? The building's 2,
Building's
right?
2, yeah.
2. So building's 2, hedges 3 at a half. So that's going to be 4, 5 total.
Yeah.
So yeah, so late CX will get him in there. And guys will have to reveal. Doing the same thing.
Okay. I don't think those guys reveal.
No?
No, because I don't have line of sight on here.
Just declaring CX? Well, no, it's late.
I don't think, well, I don't think you'd be able to, because those guys have to jump a hex.
Oh,
Hedge.
yeah, I'd
But-
have to declare CX here first. That's right.
But I don't think declaring CX is a concealment loss activity.
Should check.
I'm fine with leaving it, to be honest. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to see there anyway, so you'd potentially be able to just regrow concealment no matter what. Which is something I probably should have done for some of my units, but I don't know if anybody could actually done it anyways. Maybe a couple of my tanks.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it doesn't say.
Yeah, usually it falls under like any other action would probably be what it would like as an exception if it was to list it. But when you look at ABCD, one of them like A is kind of your catch-all like non-assault movement, text and CC, but you have to be in view, and so when you're moving from one hex to another, my understanding is that you're judging the non-assault movement into the hex you're going into, and if that one doesn't have any line of sight, then you're essentially hidden. Um, and there's nothing in like C, which is kind of the other like the one that encompasses a lot of other random stuff. It's like using radio, phone, spotting, etc. Like it says like any other action, but I really don't think CX is something that would be in there. So
The sorry, I'm counting my base movement for leaders is 6.
yeah.
So leader will CX.
Okay.
He's going to scamper down the road to that building.
Okay.
It's 1.5, 3. It's going to be 3.5 to get into the building.
Yeah.
So 6.5 total. So yeah. Sorry, the machine gun crew will declare CX.
Okay.
K1 for 1.5.
Keep in mind if you're CX, that's he's got 4 movement.
Yes, yeah, 1.5.
Yep.
I believe it's 2.5 to get into there, so it's 4 movement total.
Okay.
I'm gonna nuke the extra CX counter there if you don't mind.
Sure.
squad declares CX.
Okay.
1.5.
Mhm.
3.
Mhm.
4.5.
Yep.
And they will stay there.
Okay. Cast check. No. Damn.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what the hell I was thinking last turn.
Yeah, no worries. I was just looking up. I always forget if bog check is considered a task check or not, and it is not. Or at least it does not make it appear to be so. Which is unfortunate, because I would have taken this later.
This guy is in motion.
Yep.
Technically, he uses that, but he's...
I will make secret die roll. You're good.
One.
Okay.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
3.5.
4.
I'm sorry. Yes, 4. Pardon my math here.
No worries.
5.
Mm-hmm.
6.5.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Yep.
9.5. Or no, I'm sorry. 8. Yeah, 9.5. 11.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Okay.
And stay in motion. Okay, sure. I'll go chasing some infantry. For giggles.
Well, they'll get in the woods soon enough, so.
Yeah, I know. It's fun. Not happy. Not a happy man. Defense fire.
I don't think there's anything I can do, even if I wanted to. Nope. I've asked Farface.
I have none. Can't really see anything. No rats.
Oh.
Advances. No, they could do that. I'm sorry, it's not above elevation level or anything.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I think that's. No close combat. Over to you. Turn 4.
All right. Weather. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's just gusts. Do we get anything? There's no smoke. I don't think that changes literally anything. Mud. What does mud give us? For gusts. Overcast, rain, movements, mud. Trenching. Oh, that's something I gotta remember. Fuck. HE attacks in open ground during mud. No, I don't think there's any difference. So unless anybody places smoke, which I really don't think is gonna happen, there should be no change. I have nothing in rally. You've got one broken guy.
I got one guy right here.
Yeah.
Come on. Snake eyes. Nope.
And just stuck on nines, that guy. Fire phase. I don't think I have any prep fire that I can do. And defensive fire last turn, so we'll go straight into movement phase. Just for shits and giggles, we'll do these guys first. So conscripts, we'll do 1.5, 3, 1.5, 3. Ah, come on, there we go. Similarly, these guys.
Fancy with that maneuver.
I know, right? The pincer attack. We watch out. So G7 to G8 for 1.5, and then into G9 for 3.
Okay, I don't think they can actually see you at this point still. So
Yeah. The other guys will follow up. These guys will lose CX, and they will go, or they'll move separately, but 1.5, 3, 1.5, 3.
all right.
How else do I want to do this? These guys won't have to move necessarily. That's... I'd have to... Yeah, you know what? So the leader with the crew in the MMG will move 1.5 to N8.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
And then 4.5.
I mean, I kind of got if I heard you there.
Well, I don't know if anybody can actually shoot at them.
I mean, that's mud, so that shouldn't block anything.
Oh, man, yeah. I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking that was woods. I'm blind. Oh well.
They do have 2 hindrances.
Yeah, 2 hindrances.
7 up 3.
So it's a, yeah, +3, but down 1 for non-assault. So +2. Wow, that saved my bacon. Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those late 70s color schemes don't help sometimes.
It's more just I don't know why. I feel like I've just been like staring at that spot for so long and it just like blended in with all the other wood hexes. Yeah, okay. These guys will go here for 2.5.
Just hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Is that a marsh?
No, this is a woods. K9 is definitely woods, but K10
No,
is.
I'm sorry, K10. Is K10 marsh or mudflat?
It should be marsh because I don't think it changes in mud.
I can just never remember the difference. That's the main.
Marsh represents pockets of ankle to waist high water, swampy overgrowth, hindrance to same level, +1 DRM. No TM, but because it's not open ground, yada.
Yeah, it's all of your movement. That's the.
Yeah.
And you cannot advance into it.
Oh, I'm not planning to.
I'm just saying it's all movement
Yeah.
factors for infantry, and you can't advance into it. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's why I've been avoiding it.
So it's 2.5 to get to K9. I'll spend 4 to get into L9. These guys. Yeah, they can see down the road, which is not ideal. Why did I go down? Yeah, I kind of have to do this sort of duck stuff. So these guys in the back are going to CX. They'll go here for 1.5. That's 3. It's 2 for brush, so 2.5, so 4.
Okay.
5.5, 7. Just so I don't forget. So 7 to get there. That guy, like I said, can do things afterwards. This group up top in the Wispy Woods will CX. They will go 1.5, 3, 4.5, 4.5, 6, 7.5. And now, these guys, I might as well also CX. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? They will also CX. I don't think they need it, per se, but, they'll go here. Actually, they'll probably, yeah, they wouldn't kind of need it. So 2.5 to get here, then 5. And then the leader and a squad will continue into I-10 for 7.5. And they are also 6.
All right, this squad will unconceal and fire at you.
Yeah. So, just to be clear, they're moving in the woods. They're not part of the road.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 firepower. It is down 2, so, or I'm sorry, it's going to be up 2 for the woods and for my CX.
And down 1 for non-assault.
Right, and yeah. I am leader directing, so.
Yeah.
So 3 up 1, I think was the fight. 8 on 3 is pretty much sure.
Might be a CTC.
Yeah, 8 on 3. That's nothing.
No.
Just about 1.
Right. Now comes the fun bit. I got a bunch of vehicles to start and move and stuff.
Hold on, I'm going to pull up my secret.
These guys are kind of equidistant.
Actually, don't tell me
that. Tell you what.
Something that I muttered while you were not, while I was not on mic. So.
So these 2 bottom guys will move first. They are stopped, so I have to do task checks to make sure they don't blow up their engines. No and no, I'm pretty sure.
What is the mod for those? Those are the what? The BT? Are they the T26s or the BT5s?
Those are T26 M33s, I think.
Okay. That's something. Refresh my memory on what I need to look
at. So if you look at, I think it's bog in the bog rules, it should say for mud. Yeah. So what is this? D8.23. It says whenever a scenario, whether it's mud or deep snow, they chance a bog DR whenever it enters a hex or hex side without benefit of paved, plowed road, or runway. The opponent makes a secret bog check dice roll. 2 dice for the entire vehicle's movement phase. And essentially, they have a plus 1, I think it was.
No, the T-26s are +2. The
Oh,
BT-5.
that's what it was. I reversed them. So they have a +2 to your roll. If they get a 12 or more, they're bogged, and you use a second secret dice roll to determine how far in their movement they bog. If I don't, let's say you roll a 6 for the single die second secret dice roll, and I only move five hexes, the vehicle just doesn't bog, which is a weird thing to consider.
Uh, hmm, uh, okay.
All good?
Yep. Go ahead and move.
Okay. So they're moving as a platoon, so I'm just going to make this real easy. I don't think anybody could shoot at them or see them. So 3, 6, 9,
Hold up.
12.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
Oh, uh,
He bogs in H5.
damn. So he's the only one that bogs?
Yes. And in
Okay.
a second, I'll show you the darkness.
Bad things, bog. So since the other vehicle still has movement points, they'll just...
Yep. So he bogged with a 12. 10 + 2.
Oh.
And that's in 6.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So the second tank just continues its movement around to get its full 12, which also means...
Does it have to, or does it trigger the task check bit? Because it's not platoon anymore.
No, so if I understand it correctly, platoon movement, if something bad happens to one, you're given that movement to be okay, but if more than one AIV in the same platoon movement is subject to bog mechanical reliability stall DRL, only one DR per condition is made for the platoon before any attacks. Random selection is then used.
Sweet. So that means that the bog affects both of them?
No, so I think so. The difference is that if you were to, oh, you know what? No, I'm pretty sure it's not, because a bog is usually for other stuff. Let me double check here. It's gonna suck if we played this wrong, or if I've been playing this wrong.
Sorry, man.
Oh no, no, it's not. It's definitely not your fault. Because the way it's written is I can't imagine that the entire platoon would do it. Because the way it's written is in the mud and deep snow rule, D8.23, just says a vehicle must chance a bog dice roll, blah blah blah. And since you're doing the secret one, like I don't think you're doing a bog check every every hex, right? You're just doing it once for the entire move. But since it says a vehicle, my understanding is that you do it for each individual vehicle, not for the platoon. If I was to go into woods hex, I could understand if that's what bog would do for multiple units going into woods or building, etc. But maybe I like, unless I have a wrong interpretation of it, which is always possible.
Is bogging considered being immobile? I don't think so.
No, immobile is one step worse than bog. Immobilized is like you really like if you bog and then you fail your bog rolls, you then become immobilized. There's no.
Okay, no, I see what it is. All right, yeah, you only make the task check at the start of the movement phase. Otherwise, you're fine. So okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing too is see, if bog occurs, random selection is then used, but only among the AFE that would normally have bogged. So that's the thing, like, so because it says random selection is then used, but only among the AFE that would normally have been bogged immobilized by the final DR, I take it as it's really a matter of if multiple units attempt to do something that would normally bog one vehicle, you roll for the entire group, and if you bog, you then do random selection. So there's a possibility for. So instead of rolling multiple bog checks, you roll one, and it can affect multiple units essentially. But
Gotcha. You then
yeah,
pick who's actually bogging random. Yeah, no, I
yeah,
understand. But because we got the stupid mud or the silly mud, we're actually already kind of doing that.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
Um,
no worries. All right. So
so
that's your first two vehicles.
so the only other thing I'm curious of, if stall occurs, uh, what is a stall? Oh, stall D is different. Stall, where's stall? I need to double check this.
Stall is you roll an 11 when you do your task check to start, I think.
When I need it gaps for some reason. I don't know why. LOL. It literally just points to bog. Okay. Yeah, it's probably your mechanical reliability if you fail it. So yeah. Anyways, the bottom vehicle is now in motion, but they're still adjacent, so there's technically no cohesion problems next turn. These guys that were already in motion will have to have secret dice rolls roll for them, but not for starting.
Okay, and those guys are T20 or
T26s, yeah.
They're T26s as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
They will turn for one. And if nothing, they will turn for two. If still nothing, the first guy will go into bypass. So that will be uh, two for bypass plus half for mud. So it's 4.5.
Let's see.
Oh, I've been missing a bunch of chat. Sorry, Stu. Didn't have it in the foreview. Thorn hedges? No, we don't have thorn hedges, thankfully. Over in Y6. Oh, you mean these guys, or what else is Y6? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by Y6. DRC who gets bogged if both are eligible for bog in that role. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like to try and be up on chat at least. If people are taking the time to watch, I should take the time to at least shout them out and stuff. So thanks for being here, really. Have you played any of the scenarios, Stu? I guess I should call you by your chat name, but have you played any of them from this pack? I'm actually kind of surprised they don't make this pack free. I think this one would be like easy for them to publish and or to re-release and not really suffer anything.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, you're in the chat in the game as well. I always forget. Okay, so that was 4.5 to get to where they're at. They have to spend another 2.5 to for the second vehicle to bypass. So it's now 6, or sorry, 7.
Okay. Can you see the AA gun there?
Yes.
Okay, the AA gun will fire at you here.
Okay. So it's a moving vehicle unless you have any modifiers.
You're in my CA. I'm just going to go through it if you're right. We're not in AF. It's not a bounding fire. I'm not in motion. I'm not firing a lighted tank weapon. We're not pinned. We're not firing within the hex. There's no intensifier. Limit of vulnerabilization. I don't think there's any of the fire-based stuff that applies. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. There's nothing I can think of that you would have.
For line of sight to the bypass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would have seen them for more than 3, because I'm pretty sure you could like in bypass, if you're shooting at the lead vehicle, because bypass I think it's either vertex. It's not. It doesn't have to be the entire thing. So
Yeah, I'd be looking at the vertex there between.
yeah, so it would be 5 movement factors or movement points total that you would have been able to see them. So that's you just get a +2 there.
+2 for that.
They aren't small, so there's no other modifiers.
All right, so it's just a flat +2 then.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even though you use red numbers, it's the range is so small that you're obviously 10. So 8 or less. Nice.
So that's a hit to your turret.
You have AP. Yeah.
With AP, yes. I'm sorry.
No worries. Now
20L.
I have a square, and I believe that means my turret is slightly better. So instead of a 1 armor factor, it should be 2. So 20L is 6. Range is 3. So it's
+1.
So it's a 7 down to 5 for the armor. So 5 or less is a kill. Or sorry, okay, never mind. Yeah,
So
had you gotten a 6, it would have been a possible shock.
Yep.
But you do have act now. And rate of fire.
And rate of fire. Yeah, my rate of fire is 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll fire again at you. Let me get some. Hold on. Let me get some. Where are you? You're way at the bottom. All the North Koreans.
From the front? Is it? I thought it was from the side. Hold on. It's also the front. Oh, okay, never mind. Side. Oh, that's what I was getting wrong. Yeah, so you would have had 1 above. So possible shock, which means I need to do task check, and they're fine, but literally barely. Thanks, dude.
Whoops. Vassal.
Yeah, I wish I had smoke still. Do not.
Jesus, Stu, you and your smoke. Wait till we get to Stalingrad, where it's going to take us 6 months to do one scenario.
Like I hope to have a dedicated viewer base that we can get to do massive multiplayer stuff.
All right, so I believe if I'm firing again, I get the -1 for acquisition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to give me just a flat 6, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really in any danger to miss anyways. All right, well, it'll be a hit anyways because you have -1.
No, that's a break.
No, your break number is 12, not 11.
What's the 11?
You don't have a you don't that's movement 11. So if you were to try and move it, it would cost as long as you roll 2 dice and you're under 11 or 11
Oh,
or
man,
less.
the main number. All right,
Yeah.
sorry. All right.
Too much PTSD.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
it
I
was
can
a
go.
is it a
Yeah.
-1 overall or because I think the last time because they're still counted as moving, so it's still +2. Uh, there's a -1. I think you're off by
Okay,
one
so
though.
that's +1.
Yeah, I think you're off by one. But you do get acquisition 2 for next shots.
Would, but not. My base is 10.
Yeah. And you get a +2 for it being a moving vehicle. So it's
So
12. Unless you can find a -1 somewhere else, which I don't think there is, then it's
I got +2 for the moving vehicle. That's 12.
yep.
There's no other modifiers, but I do have a -1 for acquisition, right?
Yep.
So
So
that's
11.
11, and I rolled an 11. So that's exactly equal.
No, but you rolled a 11, right? So you have a +2 to that, so it's a 13, down 1, 10. Or down 1, 10,
Okay.
down 1, 11. Or 12. God, numbers are so tough today. Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. That's it for those guys.
yeah. I really gotta.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna put this here. It's just for like future stuff. Vehicle empty there, because it's like really getting to me. Because they were in motion, they turned twice, and then it was 5 to do double bypass, so 7. Uh, then I'm pretty sure you want to keep it on this vehicle. So now they're at 8.5.
Yep.
Uh, this will be 10.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Turn twice. So they'll turn once. If you don't do anything, they'll turn a second time. Uh,
And stay in motion.
yes. And, oh, man, actually. That guy's in motion. I really don't have to deal with them. You know what? They'll turn once, stop for 12. But the bottom vehicle will turn its turret twice to face this guy. And the other will turn it once the other way to look at your AA gun.
Of course.
Hey, I gotta do something against them.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
All right. And then lastly, we've got those guys at the BT5s.
Okay, yep. Rolls are made, so go for it.
Okay. So task check. They're both good for starting. Now it's a matter of how the hell do I want to move them? They will do this for 2 total because they spent 1 to start.
Okay.
They will go here for 3.5.
Okay.
5. 6.5. 8. 9.5. And then to get into woods, I'm pretty sure it's half my movement factors to not suffer any issues. Let me see here.
Are you fully tracked?
Yes. Fully tracked vehicle may also enter woods by expending half of its movement point allotment in that hex, but it must check for bog with a +3 DRN. So it's half the movement points plus 0.5 for mud. So they were at 9.5 plus 11, so 20 and a half, 21. And this guy makes a bog check, which is just 2 dice. He's good. And since I can't spend any more, they'll just stay in motion. I wouldn't have been able to do anything else. Can I? No, I think changing covered arc is weird in forest, so they're just gonna stay there.
Thanks, Stu. Yeah, I was going to ask about that because the terrain chart says all or half. So
Right, right. That's why I was always not confused, but cognizant about it. Oh, for fuck's sakes, really? These guys are going back 1 hex because because a trail break is 1.5. I thought it was just 1. I thought it was taking the movement, so it would have been 2. There's 2 hexes, so anyways, they're going back 1 hex from N708. Yeah, cool. Defensive fire.
oh, we'll fire at H8.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that is going to be 10. 10
Uh,
flat, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
Of course.
They do cower, however.
Yeah, they'll cower to 6. There's no other modifiers, so it's still a 1 KIA. So 3 units, or 4, sorry. So we'll just do top squad, middle, or second squad, leader. So leader's dead, and they all brick, because that's how it is.
Your sniper?
Yep. Also, these guys are fine. Sniper, no.
All right, I have rate, so I will keep going with
No, you cower. If you cower, you're
cower.
automatic. Yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah, I would hope so.
I don't know, Stu. I mean, these are the Italians. They don't really do barbecue all that well.
Yeah, like you're asking for the wrong people to die here, Stu. Obviously, maybe the tanks. The tanks, those are probably actual Russian.
And I did actually barbecue 2 dudes.
They broke. I don't think they didn't die.
They didn't die, but some of them died. Like, I'm assuming that breaking is some kind of.
Yeah, hold on. I also have to check one thing because I don't think we've like done it much, if ever. There is. Even if that unit is broken or has a reduced or increased morale. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I thought. So, all those guys take a morale check. They will all fail. Cool.
Okay. I got so lucky. I was so terrified you were going to try and move through the building.
It's just it costs too much, so it's just not really worth it.
Hold on. I'm sorry to be the squib here. I got to look up something.
No worries. Oh, wait. Authorization. So do they? Unless I'm misunderstanding here. Why would that not be stacked with? Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. We good?
I'm looking something up one second.
Okay.
I am changing the cover dark.
Okay.
Which is out of sight of everybody. As far as I can tell. It's here. The only people I think could see it would be there. Maybe these guys? I don't know.
No, because you got the. I'm pretty sure the woods in front of them might block it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just making you aware.
Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? They, yeah, they might actually see it. Let me string this. No, you're good.
All right. Yep. So they change arcs. I think that's it for defense fire. Yep.
Okay.
Advance.
Advancing fire. Well, I might as well. Conscripts will fire group as a 4 up 3. Nope. The tank here at the top. Actually, he doesn't have. Wait, that is his coax. Yeah. He's gonna shoot his coaxial machine gun as a 2 firepower up 1. No. That will not give him acquisition. This group will shoot at the leader in Broken Squad as a 4 up 1. 6 on 4, normal.
Leader passes. Squad breaks.
Yeah, he's reduced. Right. The other group will do the same thing, except it's a +2 on 6. 6 on 6 is a 1 MC and sniper.
So leader.
Battle hard or heat of battle.
And the
Sniper.
other guy dies.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, do you heat a battle first, unless you really want to do sniper first? And then I'll do my sniper last.
Alrighty, let's see. I am Italian, so that is a +3.
Please don't roll Berserk.
Oh, you know I'm going to surrender.
I know, but I don't want you. Actually, that's right. No quarter isn't in effect for us, because you're Italians.
Yep.
Oh my god. Please don't surrender.
Oh, hey, no, and you know what? It's a surrender on a 10 or 10 or better.
Yeah,
I'm not an elite Italian.
no, you're elite. SMC's, single mans are always elite.
SMCs are
Yeah, so just a +2 overall. Which is, I mean, still 10, but...
Four, that's a 6. Hero creation.
Yeah, so basically it just becomes heroic. So instead of a 9-1, he's a 10. I think he's a 10. Or he becomes like a 1-4-9 something. 1-3-9. Okay, so that's that for him. Should mark this advance. I don't think they can shoot. No. Alright. Routes. These guys will route into the forest here. Take off these preps and defensive. That's it for routes. For my routes, anyways. Oh, you don't have any. Alright. Advances. Yeah, these guys are all stuck here now. Yeah, there's literally one conscript will go to H8. The other... That's... Yeah, if the other goes in, he's CX. These guys will move one. It's these guys, yeah. This group will go in for CC. Do I want to do both? While I think about that, this group will go into the woods in L10. This guy in the back will advance one. This tank will CE. These guys will also go crew exposed. If I do this, I expose them to not great stuff. What the heck are these odds? Yeah, you know what? I'm not risking that. These guys are all CX. Alright. That's it for advances. I should probably mark these guys CE just for the hell of it. These guys won't. No, they won't. Alright. Close combat, there is an ambush chance.
Sniper.
Yeah, I was about to say, we didn't do either of our snipers.
So, is mine first?
Yeah, yours is first.
No sniper for me.
No. My sniper's been snoozing,
So
sadly.
that's fine. And the
Yeah, it's a 4.
Ooh.
There's not ambush, I don't think, because you'll have a -1 at least. What's your modifiers?
Plus, I have a -2 with my. Well, no, my leadership.
Heroic doesn't count. Yeah, heroic doesn't count, so you get -1 for leader. I get a -1, but a +1 for CX. And I'm pretty sure my guys aren't stealthy. No, I can't see anything that would say they're stealthy. Your guys.
Why wouldn't I get the -1 DRM?
No, you do. You only get one -1. You don't get -1 for heroic. Why?
Yeah, this DRM is cumulative with that of any applicable leadership DRM additional heroes presenting the same attack.
The same attack, but ambush is just a ambush check. So you'll get it for the CC.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's no ambush. I'm making sure that I kill your guy. I'm at an 8-1 with a +1, -1. So just flat. So as long as I don't roll 12. And then I don't, whatever you're choosing to attack.
So it's either a 4-1 or 1-4 or 1-6 at a -2.
Yeah. So if you attack my leader and the squad, it'll be 1-6. If you attack everybody, it's 1-8. If you attack just a squad, it's a 1-4.
I think we'll take the attack against the squad.
Okay. And just for clarity, because it would be silly to do it otherwise, the leader is paired with the squad with the LMG.
Okay, yeah, I'm attacking the squad that does not have the leader attached.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least I'm pretty sure that's how it's declared. So, thank God. I was really worried I was gonna somehow get that.
And I do not.
No. All right. Oh, this acquisition goes away because they got moved, and we're just gonna do this. That's it for CC. Turn for Italians.
Yeah.
Turrets are. Oh, you know what? You might be right. They might be. If they're single, then I would not want to do that. Where's my PDF? Damn it.
What?
Because if the T-26s are single man turret, which they might not be with the black square. If they're single man turret, you can't shoot while they're crew exposed. So obviously, I would not want to do that because that's just silly to prevent myself from shooting. T-26 M33. Yeah, they do have to really restricted small turret. All right, well they're not gonna be. I don't get any benefits from being CE, so never mind.
Yep. No weather change. Close, but no more gusts.
Yeah. Which wouldn't affect anyway.
Yeah. I do not have any broken units, but I do have a broken medium machine gun that is annoying me. So let's see if I can kill it entirely.
Please don't roll one.
No, but I can repair it.
Son of a bitch. No.
Woot woot.
I got nothing I can do.
And CX comes off at the start of my moon phase.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to do it Do you have any rallies or anything?
No.
Prep fire. Right? Yep. I do have some prep fire to go. So everybody here is going to fire at everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't not. So let's see. That's going to be
14 up 2.
14 up 2. Yes. I'm on 12. 7 on 14 is 2 MC.
All right. Leader first. Break. Morale check. These guys will break. The bottom guy is fine, and sniper. Also,
No sniper. Prep fire, and I think that leaves 6 firepower.
it's your movement, so there's no residual.
I'm being a dingus because it's getting late. Never mind me. I mean, sure, why not? J3 will fire at the guys here.
Okay.
It is visible, 3 hindrances, plus the woods is up 4.
Yeah.
So it's 3 up 5.
Yeah. I don't think you can get anything out of it.
Yeah. My AA gun. You are not my covered arc?
No.
So I have to look up my happy skipping 360 per
It's
plate.
it should be. I think it's treated as turret. I don't think you're in woods. No. So it should just be a +1 for turning it. But it's a dastardly +1.
So yes, we will turn and fire.
Okay.
Same vehicle. So it's 1 for turning.
Mm-hmm.
Down 2 for acquisition.
And that's it.
And that's
so unless you roll a 12, it'll be a hit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a hit.
Still a hit. Yeah. All right.
Now
so let's see. It's 20 millimeters, so base is 6. 25 millimeter at 2 hex range, so it's +1, so that's a 7.
Yeah. Down 1 for armor.
And down 1 for armor, so it's a 6.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
I do have a rate.
No. Yeah, you're looking at IFT, not your 2 hit.
Oh, right. Yep, I missed it. Sorry. Bye-bye. God, jacking shit. But we'll hopefully give you something more interesting to shoot at here in a minute.
All right, fuck it. I gotta learn at some point.
Movement phase. Get out your secret die roll, sir.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait. Back it up. Sorry. These guys are going to fire at the conscripts.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So it's going to be 5, 10,
Flat.
Yep. 7 on 10 is 1 MC.
Break.
Now moving into it.
Okay.
So that.
So how many tanks you moving? Just 1?
No. We're going to be moving a fair number of tanks. We'll start with this one.
Okay.
Before I start running around, make sure I can actually do that.
I could have declared a gun duel. Or is that might just only be during my movement phase? Yeah. That's what it's.
Naval assault move there.
Yep.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do a test check to see if we can move. I don't have radios, so he's technically out of it.
Whatever. I mean, for last turn, unbogging.
Yeah, no, it's but I did forget. So. We'll start with flamethrower.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go on Hypno's Wild Ride. 1.5.
Okay.
4, unless it's different for vehicles.
It might still be 1.5. I forget if I don't think brush is
brush is 2. So yeah, so that's
even for tracked.
For fully, it's 2 across the board, except for fully tracked is 2, truck is 6, cars are 4.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
1.5.
So
2.5. So it goes up to 4.
Yeah.
5.5.
Mm-hmm.
6.5.
Yep.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get onto the road here, or is it considered the woods?
No, you should. It's an interesting question. You might have to go around because I think to get the road, you have to enter via the hex side that the road is portrayed, even if it's empty or whatever. I don't.
9. 10.5.
Yep.
11.5.
And motion, yeah. Sounds bueno.
That little trailer is Batson.
It's ready to explode at any moment.
What's the rule for firing guns down wall hex sides?
So like hedges, as long as the hex side is part of the hex that you're in, it doesn't block. But if it's in between, then it does. So, for example, and we can technically draw this out. So if a unit in J10 is shot at by a unit in Q5, this hex will block line of sight. So if we draw
So
it,
let me just bring up a hypothetical here.
Yep.
If I am here and you are here,
you get to shoot.
I fire, then that shot can go.
Yes. Now the one caveat is, I forget if along a hex side you get hull down position from being in the wall. So if you're shooting at a vehicle, it might be hull down. That's the only. That's the only
No,
thing
no,
to keep in mind.
I understand. I want to make sure I can actually,
Yep.
do the shot to begin with, let alone what I can use.
Huh, there's not actually that many representations of low S blockage. Interesting. There as well. Here.
Okay, so the way it works is if a vehicular target is fired on by direct fire, subject to wall TEM, it's considered hull down instead of the wall TEM.
Yeah. Which basically means like half your rolls won't hit because you're hitting the wall instead. It's fairly annoying.
And you do get to pick whether you want the wall or hull down.
Yeah.
Hedges do not.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, the only reason to like want the TEM is if like you're turning as well, just to make it impossible with all the DRMs. Versus if you're being shot at and like if let's say we're both stationary, you're two hexes apart, you're going to hit like unless you roll a 12, uh, you know the chances are slim. So you take the wall so that 50-50 odds that you'll hit the turret or the wall.
So I think, if I'm reading this correctly, and maybe in that situation that I was talking about, if I'm firing here to here,
Yep.
I don't think you actually get it because it is not a half level OS obstacle. So
No, a
there's
wall is automatically a half level obstacle.
no, it's not. A wall hedge lying lengthwise on a hex spine exactly along an OS is a half level OS obstacle only if the wall hedge hex spine is not touching the viewing your target hex. So if I am here and you are here, that is not an LOS obstacle. So it may have TEM,
Uh,
but it is
the
not an LOS.
D 4.21 vehicular target fired on by direct fire ordnance through a wall Bocage, roadblock, hex side that would affect that fire with a +2 or +1 TM. Instead, consider H hull down to that fire. So unless I could be mistaken, but I mean we'll
Well,
get
no,
to.
there's a difference between it's not an LOS obstacle. It may still have the TEM. Yeah, I'm trying to look for examples of it.
Yeah, there's one in the B9.1. There's a unit in 6Z9 that shoots at a 838 and it gets a +2 because intervening wall hex binds are part of either the fire with target hex, and neither of them has 3 wall hex binds. Essentially, nothing blocks view, but it's along the hex side. So it wouldn't be an LOS obstacle, correct? Unless you were further behind, but you do still get the +2 or +1 in the event of a hedge. Stu, we're talking about what is hex? 42F4 into 42D4.
Oh, it's only a +1 TEM though. Because if you continue reading the example under 9.2, it says if a German unit were in Y8, both it and the 447 would qualify for the +1 TEM. The Z8Y9 hex bind would fire at each other.
Yeah, because the hedge.
Okay, so yes, it does. You still okay? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
+2.
So
Okay,
if you, because it's not cumulative, basically.
Okay. These guys are going to start up.
Okay. Let me do Le Bagro.
Do I need to? I don't think I need to do reliability.
No, you just start for 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Still reliable. Change to roll for each one.
Well, if you're moving both, then yes, and you're good.
So they are started for 1.
Okay.
2.
Mhm.
3.
Yep.
4.
Mhm.
5.5.
Okay.
6.5.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Spend 3 in place.
Okay.
12 and 1 to stop.
Sounds good. Secret rolls. Actually, I'll wait.
That's all my vehicle moves. Yeah, you're fine there.
Yeah, unless you do the guys up top. Which
Yeah, no, I think I'm just like thinking what other movement I might want to do at this point.
Okay.
The answer is done. Defense fire.
All right. Well,
Here comes the pain.
yeah, you wish. I wish I had pain to throw at you. The 447s will shoot back as a 8 up 4. No. Conscripts will do whatever. No. This stack will. This is an interesting conundrum. They'll shoot at your stack here. It is a. I should do this to make it more legible.
+2, I believe.
It's an 8 up 1 because you get +1 for the hedge, and it's 4 against the concealed unit. which
Can I get +2 because you're firing through my orchard in L3 or excuse yeah L1? Excuse
oh
me.
yeah. But it's a miss no matter what. So.
Yeah.
Um, the tank will shoot. Uh, I'm pretty sure I use red numbers. You get a +1 for the hedge. There's a +1 for being buttoned up, so it's a miss. You're close, which is only -1, so yeah, that's a miss. But I will get acquisition. I don't have an acquisition counter for this guy, so you'll get a Japanese counter.
You know, if you link them, you can just, you know.
Oh yeah, it's just I hadn't those guys I hadn't shot with yet. The back guy will shoot at your crew. They might actually hit. What's the range on this? 5. There's a +1 for button, +1 for woods. So yeah, it's a hit. No rate. No rate, 45, 5 firepower, nope. And they will also get an acquisition. I do have to say I'm a little sad because the actual board game has more colorful acquisitions than what is available.
Oh, come on. You're telling me you can't find stuff? I mean, Jesus, how many we got there?
Well, if you had 20 tanks, trust me, you start to it starts to bleed
I
together.
mean, I'm assuming you're linking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these guys are just gonna have to move at some point. That's it. Advance fire.
Uh, okay. We'll start with this guy. He is going to fire. That's there. 85.
All right.
So it's +2 for wall, so you get hull down.
I don't think you get wall there because it's a hill. There's a weird wall hill interaction that we need to check.
So does that mean that I can see you or no? Let me check LOS.
A hillside wall hedge is one which lies along a hex that is common to two adjacent hexes with different base levels. With none of the lower base levels terrain appearing between the wall hex depiction and the higher level a hillside wall hedge is ignored when determining whether or not LOS exists between units whose elevation differs by one or more full levels. It is likewise ignored when determining the number of blind hexes created by a crest line. If a hill crest line ends at a hillside wall hedge, the line along which the hill depiction meets the wall hedge depiction is considered to be the actual crest line. So essentially, what it's saying is the wall is considered at level 1, not at level 0. That's how I've heard it said. So when you drew the LOS, it's basically saying like, yeah, you can't. You can see me. There's not even wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the one thing I hate about walls on a hill, because you would kind of assume that either the wall extends the entire way or that it would potentially block at least both, but it does not. So your shot, because it's in the advanced phase, you're getting you don't have a turret, so it's like a +5, +7.
Why are you giving me +5? What
So
are you doing?
so you do KSB.
I don't.
Um,
I entered a hex, and that I'm not firing in the advanced phase without entering a hex. I entered hexes. I moved.
no, but you always, no matter what, it's the thing. The thing with bounding fire is you're always getting the +2, no matter what. It's not it. I don't like the way it's written because it causes this confusion. If you were just shooting in the advanced fire phase, even if you didn't move, you would get a +2. Um, but because you moved as well, you get this restriction. So you get a +2, but you also get a +3 for having no turret. Um, and then I think that's it. It's just those two. You get a button up for another +1. So I think it's +6. I'm motion, so +8. So roll, you'd need to hit like you would need a improbably low number anyways. It's fire based. So C 5.3 says a vehicle which has entered a new hex site during its movement phase but does not fire until advanced fire phase is using bounding fire and always uses KC when firing ordnance. So like I said, it's I don't like the way it's written because it tends to get misconstrued. All right.
All right.
So at least you get acquisition on it.
What's the command to get rid of linkage?
Um, it's Control Alt U, I think.
All right, that's it for advanced. Routes.
These guys go there. Them below. And I think that's it. Wait, these guys. I can route here. Can they continue? That's 2.5. It's 2.5 if the oh right, they're half squads. Fuck. So yeah, they'll run in. Screw it. This guy goes above. These guys here. This team goes away. There. And that's for it. It's.
No close combat. Mind if we call it there for tonight?
Sure. I'll just do weather roll.
Okay.
No change. And yeah. Cool. Let me save.
It's getting interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the next 2 turns will kind of determine where this will go. Because honestly, yeah, I need to be able to get like a breakout performance now, this turn and next turn. Otherwise, it's impossible. Because I think I need to get every stone building or every building.
Yeah, all the buildings in that area, all the B buildings.
Everyone between B and
Here's
K.
a question: can vehicles secure victory locations?
Yes, technically. There's 2 ways that you can really do it. I don't. So, I don't think that because this is building control, it's a little bit skewed. So, if we were to game it out, or to just like talk through it, so I have 5 turns, really? Yeah, 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's. So if I take like my shittiest guys, right? So these guys, that's 1 turn, 2 turns, 3, 4. So I can technically get into these. Now, a vehicle gains control if it's in the hex. Now the problem is that that's for hex control, not like building control, location control. So it wouldn't technically count. What it would have to do is, I think, drive into the building, uh, try not to die, because you can technically
I was
fall
gonna say,
into the
yeah, that's
cellars.
gonna rumble the building probably, or at least do some damage to it.
Well, so you can. There's a possibility to fall into cellar, which eliminates the tank outright. I forget if it kills the crew or not. So that's an option that happens. You can also bog the tank, blah blah blah, which just makes it unusable. Um, and that would technically, I think, fulfill the requirements for building control. But as soon as you leave, you lose control. You're not maintaining it. So in order to fulfill it, I would have to like literally just park all my tanks within buildings and
or voluntarily abandon and use the crews.
exactly, or voluntarily abandon, which like can lead to weird situations where like let's say these guys don't exist or they die or whatever. I get a tank to go into D4. I abandon it so I can get the building. Well, while I'm busy getting the building, you run a squad over to my tank and then capture it. That's always a possibility. Um, so there's desperation can cause those situations. um I think personally, I think the next turn, maybe 2, is really going to be the decider. Because if these guys are stuck broken, or all die, I don't really have much excessive firepower to go through. If I can get some not miracle shots, but if I can get some good shots and kill excuse me, kill an AA gun or something. That'll help. Um, if these tanks can somehow pull off a miracle and like kill both your tankettes, I'm looking better. But the fact of the matter is that building control may not be possible. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of turns left, but it's the manpower really that's becoming become the issue, especially since that Snake Eyes is really what will have turned around the game, if anything. I think the only thing I would have to say is I know I shot at them once at that building, but I don't know if I ever got a hit. So
No, you didn't. You shot,
uh,
and because the leader was there with his ATR, and you missed. Like you, one of the BTRs fired at it and missed.
yeah, that's what I thought. Um, how long have I been playing
Yeah, no, no.
ASL?
I was like, no, don't. Shh.
That's when the critical hit comes out, and then like they just blow up. I think in those circumstances, I forget if you even have to reveal them. There's something about it hip units that you don't even have to show them if they die. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Um, as for me, Stu, I'm barely 30, so I could not have been playing ASL for 30 years. It might be a misquote of both the the general attitude for this project and the thread on something awful that I used to post, which is let's play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. Um, I will be playing this for 30 plus years, but I'm not there yet. So, um, if
I mean, I've only been playing for a couple years, so yeah.
yeah, I've got generously, well, maybe not generously. I've probably got about 8 years at most now. It's probably closer to 6, but at least interest in the system and owning something for about 8 years. So 2014 sounds about right. Um, yeah, it's this is the long one. This is swinging for the fences and yeah. Um, so with regards to this, we'll play it next week to try and see if we're gonna finish it off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build the scenario for at least the maps for the next one, and then if we end this one early, we'll just jump to that one. Otherwise, we'll save it for the week after, and that one proves to have even crazier stuff. 24 squads to 13.
Well, that doesn't seem.
Well, I'm attacking. So, and there's a lot. Actually, it's July. There's a lot of grain.
Fire, fire, fire.
Hopefully, but yeah, I get 5 tanks, or yeah, I get 5 T-26s, which we can see how effective they are, and you have 3 ATRs, an AT gun, and an artillery piece.
ATR is just Jesus. I mean, it's almost an insult.
Hey, they're surprisingly effective. I do get artillery too, so that'll be interesting.
They are like, in what fashion are ATRs surprisingly effective?
So against early war tanks, they do punch. Well, I mean, I don't want to say this because it's too much like Star Citizen, but they do kind of punch above their weight. For being a 1 PP support weapon that you can kind of run around and do whatever. Um, it's also interesting to keep in mind that when you're shooting at a vehicle, if I remember correctly, you get a -1 to the to kill if you're shooting at the rear facing. So if you can shoot a tank from behind, because you're shooting at the engine, you're getting you're having an easier time killing them. Um, I'm fairly certain that's the case. I'd have to double check, but um, so there's that as a factor, um, but also just the fact that generally speaking, stuff like the T-26 just isn't really good against infantry. It's got 4 firepower with a coax machine gun, but it doesn't really hold its own comparative to like your AA gun, for example, has as much firepower as my tank gun, right? Um, or as well, tank gun technically, but also as my machine guns. So they don't carry a lot of firepower, and once you do get to the point of like half tracks or armored cars that have crazy amounts of like 16 firepower just because they're so laden with machine guns, they don't have a lot of armor factors, so they still remain vulnerable to anti-tank rifles. So it's nothing. Honestly, it's nothing to scoff at when you get to if you're within 6 hexes and the ATR still gets a +1, so it's a 6 to kill. Uh, if there's no armor, etc., it's decent, So
Well, I suppose we'll see. I think I still have one floating around somewhere.
uh, yeah. I mean, if you don't have it here, I'd be surprised. I think,
I mean, the previous one basically just failed.
yeah.
Like the leader was like, "I forgot the ammo."
They got a faulty one from uh Italy. Yeah, actually, you
From
know what?
Italy,
Yeah,
yes.
perfect.
Like I think,
It works
yeah,
out.
it was loaded with wooden bullets.
And look, they can make perfect practice rounds. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, no, Italian automatic weaponry is its own special fun.
Oh well, that's even worse. But yeah, so that'll be it for tonight. So we'll see you next week, hopefully to conclude this.
Yeah,
Um,
get it done.
and for the stream, for the viewers, we'll see you on Saturday. Saturday should be stream. If I don't do anything crazy with like squad leader from Micropros earlier. So
All right, guys, have a good night.
cheers. And because I'm pretty sure, I know I called DSP's Love out and said thanks, but I like showing off the alerts because one, I like the quote, and also because I feel like it's actually thanking people for watching. So
Stick to me like glue and keep your eyes open.
so yeah, as mentioned, Cuando Tevas is probably not going to end in my favor. Um, this was just a really good. I'd completely forgotten. I don't want to move this. I'd completely forgotten about the hidden unit, and it's really painful to see that punish me with the snake eyes. So that'll probably be costing. If there's going to be a loss, it'll be that. Um, and next scenario in this pack will be interesting. Um, with regards to my games with Root and Putin, we should be playing a critical hit scenario. I believe it's. Let me see here real quick, just so that people can look it up themselves. It's San Cervera. Pretty sure that's how you say it. SCW number 3 from Critical Hits Spanish Civil War pack. I should say packs, but one of the packs they changed the name, so go figure. So we'll see you Saturday, unless I decide to be crazy and play some classic PC squad leader. So, and I should have a copy of the manual coming in, so that'll also be interesting to read and confirm some stuff. So until next time, thanks for watching.